Hello, everybody. I just wanted to address everybody real quick at the start of these readings to thank you all for your subscriptions and comments and all of the views that you guys have sent my way. I really appreciate your guys' intention and enthusiasm to all that we do here on this little channel. Very much so. And once again, as we get into your mid-June general readings, please remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I hope you enjoy them. Here we go.
Hello, Gemini. How are you guys? Hope you're all doing well in a place of comfort and joy and abundance. Just a few quick notes as we shuffle up these cards for you. There are some new ways to get in touch with me and take a look at the work I'm doing. And I have those listed in the description box down below. I want to thank you all for your likes and subscribes. I really appreciate it. This little tarot channel is growing. So I'm trying to grow with it, do my best for you guys. I didn't know if I'd have time to do the mid-Junes, but the universe actually provided me with a whole day to do it. So I'm here getting them done. And Gemini, these are your healing messages, your hidden energies, and the revelation of any stuck energies for this mid-June general reading for Gemini. Okay, let's get going. We got maybe a lot to talk about, I feel, Gemini. You guys have been some of you I feel have been communicating very, very directly, getting everything aired out and getting everything that you're talking to the right people about the right things, whereas others of you, I feel the flip side of the coin is true, is that that one side of you may be holding you back a bit from expansion. But we'll take a look and see what that's all about. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck, we've got number 13, Death card. Okay, so the message here, I feel, first off, is that one or two people may definitely need to be hearing that whatever situation that they're grieving or mourning of this situation, that definitely there is some angelic and spiritual protection over this person. There is a message of just everything being okay. The life and death cycle is that of one of transformation. And though it may be confusing to us on a mundane level, whoever that we're mourning or grieving over is reaching out and letting you know that everything is going to be okay. Someone needs to hear a message of don't spend too much time worrying about the past. Just learn from it and move forward. And this is coming from somewhere far off. So as well, when 13 Death card is up in overall energy, we're speaking of transformation. We're putting to bed old ways of doing things, old cycles, old situations, things that are not helping us anymore in our life. We're absolutely kicking them to the curb. We're stomping them. We're getting away from that sort of situation. And we're moving forward back into a place of expansion. Some Gemini feel a real risk of not sort of jumping into that ocean of potentiality or getting in touch with nature in times when they really need to. The key here is that if you're mourning a loss, if you're feeling really kind of depressed or sad, we have got to shake those blues. We have got to go run our fingers and toes through the grass, go out for a walk or a hike to a mountaintop and scream at the top of our lungs to get all out, to get all these older energies. And if we find ourselves in too much thought about it, we can't get our mind off of something, we're going to have to find ways to make sure that we're not triggered back into cyclical thinking. Okay? So that's Death card up. We'll try and relate back to that. Everyone says it's super scary, but you know what? When you're spiritually aware, when you're spiritually awake, even though they say everything dies, nothing truly ever dies. It is only a part of growth, right? That is all that it ever is. So let's go back to our root chakra and see what's coming up. We've got 4 of Wands reversed here up on the table. So again, some of you may just be feeling a loss at this time. Some of you may just be feeling like, oh man, I had certain plans. I had certain things that I wanted to do with this person. That old proverbial saying is there's only regret in the things that you never did, sort of thing. But don't worry about it. If it's too late, it's too late, but it's never too late. If that person is with you in spirit, go out and do it anyways, okay? That's just to tie up that last little message for those 1 or 2 people. But 4 of Wands reversed here on a mundane level. Some of you may just be seeing plans for summer holidays, graduations, things of that nature. There's going to be a lot of planning going in this month. There could be some budgeting that's taking place. There could be some talking with other families or with husbands, with wives about what is it we're going to be doing with the kids this summer? Where is everybody going? What does everybody want to do? Are we all on the same page here? That kind of thing, Gemini. And if that's going forward for you, maybe some of you are going to be asked to like sort of take the lead or actually make a final decision because somebody may be wavering and they're just like, wanting to put their trust in you to make the decision. And it's tough to please everybody all the time, but you guys are creative in finding ways so that everybody can find some level of enjoyment in whatever it is that you pick to do for the people you love and the people around you. Okay, some of you as well, you could be reconnecting with a lot of older relatives, people you haven't seen within a while. So again, this could come back to funeral, this could come back to family reunion, this could come back to situations where your holiday road is taking you. Sorry, I got that old Chevy Chase movie stuck in my head. Taking you, past someone, a relative that you haven't seen in a while. You're just going to be stopping in and saying hi and that sort of thing. Okay, so that's what's up with Four of Wands there in the root chakra level. It doesn't really feel like anything too much is out of whack there. We're just going to want to make sure that we're staying physically active, that we're not letting the summer go by in a position of inactivity. We want to jump in there. We want to be active. We want to keep that heart rate up with Four of Wands there, okay? So that's good. Now we've got Four of Swords up here. Now, Four of Swords energy up in terms of your sacral area. This is traditionally a card of inward thinking, inward reflection, going inside to find the answer. But with this here, some of you may just be feeling like some of you may just be newly single and you're kind of wanting to stay that way. You're like, enough is enough of the crap. I feel for some of you younger viewers and middle-aged viewers, you're just going to be like kind of embracing singularity or saying, well, you know what? If relationships keep turning out like this, there's got to be something that I need to change about myself, and you guys are doing some work in terms of like living a bit of a single life in order to go forward and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as we're not burying ourselves too deep, all right? Because we've got 2 4s up here. There is a little bit of risk of wanting to go too far inside, of wanting to like cut ourselves off from the world and from people just a little bit too much. Yes, we want this new enlightenment to come in, to shine, and to show us our way very much so. But the feeling with this Four of Swords is like we almost have to become that traveling sanctuary. Wherever we go, we're there in the moment. We're living there in the moment. And so if we decide to go out into nature, if we're at work, we need to try and find ways or learn ways so that we can be at peace. Even when things around us seem very tumultuous or very fast moving, we kind of almost have to be like the Dalai Lama of the 9 to 5 here, and like our energy is sort of slowing down while things are going on around us, and that when we look inside, we can also quickly look out into nature and see ourselves as part of the bigger picture and see the expansion that's occurring and going on around us. Nothing wrong with, going within and making yourself comfortable in a place where you feel safe and secure. But there's also, we don't want to stop expanding. We don't want to stop, we don't want to limit ourselves in any way because let's face it, it's June, summer's coming. We don't want to waste the summer in woes, right? We want to make sure that we're addressing whatever it is that comes up that maybe has a potential to make us feel down, and we're like kind of compartmentalizing it, putting it in its respective drawer, closing the drawer and say, okay, you know what? Today is built to enjoy, to go out and have fun, and I'm going to do that. I'm just not going to let it bother me so much, okay? Four of Swords. If you're feeling creatively blocked, the advice or the message here is to, maybe put it in your awareness 5 minutes before bedtime or 5 minutes before you wake up, whatever it is, and then bury it for the day. Don't think about it. Don't spend a lot of time obsessing about anything creatively because it's almost like it has to come from spirit. It can't come from the mind alone. So let's not spend too much time analyzing it or overthinking anything. Okay, Four of Swords up there. Now, in intuition, we've got the intuitive card. This is our solar plexus chakra, right? This is our gut instinct, and we've got a very intuitive card up here. This is Queen of Cups. I see a law of balance in this court card here. We'll internalize this court card first. I see a lot of us getting in touch with our feelings, being coming from a place of maybe a bit of confusion about why we're feeling the way we are into more certainty of the fact that, oh yes, this makes sense why I would feel this way, and being able to direct it like a little movie and say, all right, well, I don't like feeling that way, so I'm going to maybe change my thought process, or I'm maybe intuitively going to realize it when these triggers come up that make me feel a certain way. I'm gonna be able to recognize them and not get caught in any cyclical thinking or feeling that's bringing me down, right? That sort of thing. Queen of Cups up in a gut instinct could be showing you here that whatever path you're on is temperate, it's balanced, right? And you know deep in your heart that you're right. You know deep down in your being that you are right about something here, Gemini. And whatever that may be, it will be different for all of you. But don't let it go. The message here with Queen of Cups is don't let it go. Keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak. Keep your mind fixed on the goal and keep moving, no matter how quickly or slowly it occurs. Keep moving towards that with the intuitive knowing that, you're going to be all right. The situation is going to be okay. And if you are feeling a little bit despondent, a little bit heartbroken of, maybe the death of a relationship or someone in your life that has moved forward, moved on now, I feel that the self-love is going to be key, and you guys are not going to have too much trouble in getting in tune with it, right? We've got these fours up here saying that you guys know that life is a celebration. You guys know that it is more than what meets the eye, right? When it comes to like people with little nitty gritty, like little ticky tacky problems, you guys are very quick to see above that. You guys are very quick to see, well, give your head a shake, Charlie. Look at the bigger picture, right? Some of you might be called to tell a few people a few of those things, but just that knowingness within yourself, don't get pulled down into any of that. And I see that this is going to be a very good card for you guys in terms of assessing situations, feelings, commitments, and things of that nature, okay? So some of you as well, Gemini, could be involved with a water sign. This could be a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces, someone that is dear to your heart, and somebody that could be feeling a lot about you, and intuitively you may have gotten glimpses that this person really loves you, and maybe they're waiting on you now for some sort of response or some sort of commitment, some sort of like not really like maybe loyalty, but like just sort of that affirmation that you love them too, or you are in it for the long haul, whatever that may mean to some of you. Okay, let's move up to heart and see what it could mean. We've got Three of Wands reversed. All right. So yeah, it could be just a situation where, two people are feeling despondent from one another just due to a lack of that show of affection or show of appreciation. There could be like, this is going to be for couples now that have been together for a long time in Gemini. There could be some situations where it's like appreciation is like it's wanes and then it comes and it goes, right? You feel it and then it goes away, and then understanding takes hold, right? With this in your heart. So for this, it's just kind of saying let's keep moving. Let's keep affirmations, the I love yous flowing, the small tokens of appreciation, and those subtle words or phrases of understanding that you may have with a lover. Keep them going. And if you're single, or if you're maybe on your own for the first time, which I see a lot of Geminis may be now embracing things, be able to forgive yourself. If there's any sort of regret or anything that, you're saying, well, I wish I had done this different, or the relationship might still be alive today if I had done that, or, or if I'd only done this, I'd have an easier time letting go of that. Forget all that nonsense. Forget all that junk. Sometimes the heart can really get like twisted up and knotted up in terms of not being able to release the expression that it wants, because the past is almost like kind of like a calcium buildup. It's just like it won't allow it to flow out. It won't let it out because the mind has placed certain blockers there to say, well, when you're getting in, it might be all anguish. It might be all regrets, right? But Three of Wands is saying be able to forgive yourself, and then these heartfelt things can open up, right? nobody's really coming down on you here except for yourself with this Three of Wands reversed up here in the heart of hearts. Just going to ask for a quick clarifier as to why Three of Wands is there in the heart chakra. It's reversed. It's kind of a small little pip card, which is interesting, but it has messages, I believe, of forgiveness or things being sort of stunted or stalled out. And we've got a Knight of Swords here, okay? So for you, this is Gemini's card, right? For younger viewers here, this is going to say some of you may be tempted to move forward without all the plans being set. And almost kind of like chaos theory taking hold. Like you guys are going to be very wary of rushing into new relationships if you are in a situation where you're like kind of feeling that need to like get in touch with yourself and do this inner work. Because isn't it funny how like life will give us all the wrong people at all the right times, or all the right people at all the wrong times. You'll be, not quite over a situation, or you'll still be like feeling like you need some healing to do, or you don't want another relationship to end the way like the last one did. So you're going to do all this work, all this healing. And then who comes along knocking at your door, is Johnny Romeo there, and they're there to say, oh, wow, I'm here for you now. And you're just like, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be awesome? This person seems to be all that I've wanted. But just be very wary of jumping into anything too quickly until that work is done, all right? Or until more planning. So if you're into new relationships, after old relationships have been dissolved, these cards, Gemini, are say take it slow, right? There's a risk of moving too quickly into it, all right? And that could be with another air sign, right? Could be with a Gemini or a Libra, right? Okay. Now, communication, we've got the Empress. So some of you are maybe not really even knowing what you want to say. Some of you maybe even to yourself. Some of you, there's been a lot of confusion, I feel, in this reading. Some of you may be really feeling confused within yourself. But with the Empress reverse here, subtly she's saying, all right, if you're feeling any lack, right, remember that abundance is all around you. Remember that the answers to all of your solutions are always there, as long as you're able to recognize them, right? We can never really get too far before we say it's all or nothing, right? Well, sometimes it's always just enough all the time. And it's all just sort of how we look at it, how we approach it. Okay? So the Empress reverse as well is that my heart goes out again. Some of you may be dealing with situations where you've lost someone, right? Where now you're feeling that urge or that need to connect to the other side, right? Some of you are outrightly going to be planning on like going to like a channeler or a medium, someone to get you in touch with a long lost loved one, to find out, that they're there, if there are any other more messages. I'm not a challenger. On a general side of things, I can't get into that, but this just keeps kind of like knocking on my door of that sort of situation. So go and see somebody, definitely with the Empress up in communication. Go talk to a medium, go talk to a channeler, or talk to somebody who is a mutual friend of that person who is lost. There may be certain things that you're not seeing right now that the other person maybe have a few pieces of that puzzle in their hand, right? You've been looking at the jigsaw puzzle, you're like, where's that one piece? And the other person across from the table's had it in their hand the whole time. That kind of situation, all right? You may just need to express, to talk about it, and to open up. These cards are really saying, Gemini, there needs to be this openness in order to overcome any smaller, lower-lying, sticky energies, right? It's almost like you need to be sort of fleet-footed or light on your feet, kind of is the attitude here, so that you can move forward and we're not going to get caught. I feel like there's a lot of sort of self-induced mental snares that are there that could like hold you back or keep you held down, and you're going to have to be very good at like sort of jumping over those things or moving through them very quickly. All right? So Empress up in communication, do talk to loved ones, and do talk to people. Ask those tough questions sometimes, and you'll maybe pleasantly surprised at what you hear back, okay? Because Empress is a good card. Now we've got Knight of Cups, and that's coming reversed in the third eye. So what we have here is some of you may be feeling like unlovable or like unloved, all right, is the feeling I have here. So we have to ask ourselves when that happens is like, why are we lonely? Why are we in a place of solitude? Or even for you in a partner, or why are you feeling alone in a partnership, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say it all starts with you. Sometimes it does, right? Sometimes it doesn't. With this card showing up in third eye, right? With the both intuitive centers now centered in emotion. What this is saying to me is that you guys have got to trust your feelings. You guys have got to get into knowing what it is that you're feeling, like pegging it down, understanding, right? We've got Three of Wands up. Another word that comes with this card is understanding. We've got to understand what's going in our heart. We've got to kind of like put our finger down on the mystery of, what causes us to tear up? What causes us to shut down? What causes us to get angry? What are these triggers? And once we do that, once we intuitively know these things, then we can be able to trust our feelings that are real versus ones that have just been like triggered either by ourselves or by something, or even subconsciously by ourselves. And then when we get in touch with which feelings are true and which ones we've only are kind of like surface level or like slowing us down, then again we can move past them a lot quicker. Knight of Cups is another one of those kind of slow moving knights that it's like it's a bit of a process to get through whatever it is we're going through to the next level, sort of thing. And this is coming up. Third eye is our sort of like our pineal gland, our spiritual center. This is where we have visions. This is where, we had a couple cards flip out. So Ten of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortunes. And some of you, what I want to say here is if you've been left a large sum of money, get after it, get into it, go enjoy it. Don't feel guilty or ashamed about anything that's been left to you in terms of a potential inheritance or things like that. If we're looking at splitting estates, and there may be, I don't see a lot of conflict here, but there may just be a lot of work that needs to be done. Some of you may even have to relocate as a result of it. But what I'm seeing here is like, just get into a good feeling. Don't ever let regret or guilt get in the way of your life, because the feeling I have is that this other person would not want that for you. They would not want you to spend your days kind of mulling about, socking it all away for a rainy day that never comes. Ten of Pentacles is saying that this is a new beginning that's about to occur. This is a new situation where things are going to be moving forward for you. And this is something, again, it comes back with this Wheel of Fortune, where the trust in the feeling, the trust in going out on that proverbial limb to shake things up and to keep you in that place of growth and expansion is going to occur. And it's going to force you into it, I feel, Gemini. Like, if you don't get ahead of the ball is going to force you to move along, sort of thing, right? There'll be no lollygagging, no staying in bed all summer, these kind of things, right? This is a kind of a call to action, to go run your toes and your fingers through the grass again, okay? And I know it's tough because it's coming through like sort of on a heartfelt level. But this is Queen of Cups here, and the gut instincts is like intuitively you guys know what you got to do. You know all the steps you need to take. So don't be your own worst enemy in this situation. Don't hold yourself back in any way, okay? Whoa. Now we've got Judgment reversed up in the crown chakra energy. So what's going on with this? Some of you might just be feeling that, you didn't deserve a situation, or that maybe, whatever has occurred, whatever blessings that have recently come into your life, have you been feeling a little bit unworthy, or again, a little bit guilty of something that might have occurred? And Gemini, what I want to tell you is like only you have the answer to that question. But if you spend a lot of time thinking about it, you can convince yourself of anything, right? When Judgment comes reversed, it's kind of like, if the salesperson is you and the customer is you, that's a guaranteed sale, right? And so we have to be very careful in what we're telling ourselves and what we're affirming to ourselves, and what we're saying is important, what is not important. Again, going back to this, are our feelings real, or are they just surface level ticky-tacky stuff, right? And we've got to make these calls for ourselves. Again, we can't let other people tell us what is right and what is wrong for us, okay? Especially when it comes to the esoteric things about how we're feeling, the transformation, changes that we're going through. Only we can decide that. And if it leads to a little bit of disharmony in our relationships or a little bit of, problem solving that needs to go on or needs to occur, so be it. The Judgment card here in reverse is just saying be very wary of talking yourself out of your blessings or talking yourself out of a situation that, could be, 100 times better than what you're allowing it to be. Okay, that's Judgment card reverse. No need to go into that, really. I just want to make sure that you guys are being your own best friends and not your own worst enemies, sort of thing, okay? So we'll get into some takeaway messages now for Gemini. I hope that made a lot of sense. My heart goes out to you guys. Some of you are definitely struggling with the death and rebirth of certain cycles, and some of you are definitely going through sort of issues of self-trust and self-worth, okay? So if that's the case, I want you guys to make sure that you're feeling happy and you go out and enjoy the nice weather. The healing is in the nature. It really is. This Four of Wands, I want to remind you of that on a mundane level. Wisdom of the Oracle. We've got number 29. This card is Breathe. And look at this lady. She's almost like an angel there. And she's got her higher self. She's at one with her higher self. She's doing a lot of meditating and a lot of understanding with what she's going through. And there's a star up above her head. So let's just look into this a little bit closer from Wisdom of the Oracle and see what we can attain from this. The message here on this card, sorry guys, was breathe. So definitely the prana is the key here. When we feel like maybe our thoughts and our feelings running out of control, we just sort of, get into that place of silence and find our breath, okay? So the essential meanings of this card are patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust, okay? So patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe, and then repeat this process. Human beings cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses. Breathe in the sunlight and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. Don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for any tension. Savor each and every moment, and the waiting won't prove very difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways, okay? So yeah, definitely, you can see the Queen of Cups here patiently awaiting. You can see the lady in the Four of Swords. She's laying down. She's very patiently awaiting. You could see the person in Three of Wands, waiting to do more planning, right? We saw this message in the heart of needing to go slow, all right? So that's a very good wisdom in the Oracle to see as a capstone and breathe, right? All right, maybe 5 minutes before bedtime or 5 minutes in the morning, let's just let go of our thoughts and get in touch with our breath. Okay, Gemini, it was my pleasure to read for you. As always, I love you all, and we'll see you next time.